Hello guys, welcome to the channel. My name is Emmanuel. Today we have Michael in the house.
No problem. I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. So I would say, how was your New Year? Like, I would say New Year started, or how was your Christmas?
Yeah, I think it was average.
Average.
Not much enjoyment, just the enjoy.
Okay. So today I stumbled on the topic online, seeing when somebody said, "Why would God not go away?" And the thing came to me. It was a book. So I was not like I wanted to bring that question to the house. So I asked it, why would God not go away? So the first thing is why, and what is God?
Okay, I'll say that number one to start with. It's a very interesting,
Okay.
and also a timely question. Timely, given that we are in a season where it looks like God is fading.
Okay.
We're in a season where it looks like God is not as relevant
As it used to be.
as he used to be. You know, like I think there was a philosopher, can't remember, Spinoza, or either Spinoza or Friedrich Nietzsche. He wrote a book titled "God is Dead."
Yes, I think, yeah, they even did a movie about it.
Yeah, God is dead. So, and the entire theme of that book, or whatever it is, that text was, it's not in the sense that God is actually dead, like he died. Right?
Okay.
It's trying to capture the concept of the fact that God is no longer as relevant,
Okay.
as he used to be in society. God is no longer as important in the context of people's lives.
Okay.
There was a time when, like, men like David of the old, men like Abraham, our fathers of faith, they won't take any step until they inquired with God.
Okay. So the question now is, who is God?
Well, if I will first, if I will define, it's difficult to define who God is.
Yeah, we can't define, but in your own illustration, what do you think, or your own mindset, what do you think what is God?
Okay. I'll say God is the creator,
Okay.
of the universe,
Okay.
the creator of existence, the creator of reality.
Okay.
That everything we see, we know, everything we can conceive, and anything we can ideate,
Okay.
God is the maker of all these things.
Okay.
So if I would just, in a very simple way, I would say that God is the creator.
He's a creator.
Not a.
The creator. Okay, so let me put it this way to you now. God created everything in Genesis. But today we don't believe that. We believe that even some people don't believe in miracles. So some people believe there is a God somewhere, but it takes time. He doesn't know that I'm suffering. Like this Christmas. Everybody says, some people are not doing Christmas. Some people don't even have even something to eat. Or even to, but some people have like, so the question now is, would you say God, like you said, is the creator, would you say it has been fair?
I will not say God has been fair, neither will I also say that God has been unfair.
Okay.
So the reason for this is that, I've heard people say many people became atheists because they couldn't comprehend the fact that there is a good God who is somewhere sitting in the heavens observing the entire affairs of men, yet allows certain evils to prevail.
Okay.
Like I watched an argument, a man was really expressing himself, and he was very vocal about it. It was like, if you claim that there is a God, why do children die? Why does he allow terrorists to bomb children, kill children, do many kind of things? Why is there so much evil in the world? If you claim that there is a good God somewhere. And some scientists actually look for a way to separate the all-knowing quality of God from his all goodness, total and absolute goodness,
Okay.
they still cannot join that fact.
Okay.
They don't know how to say, if God is all, if there is a God
Okay.
and he's all knowing,
Okay.
then he's not all good. Or if there is a God and he's all good, then he's not all knowing.
Okay.
Because they want to use it to explain why somebody like God will watch evil happen.
Yeah.
So is either he's good and wants to do good and wants to save people, but he's not as powerful. He doesn't know how to do it.
Okay.
Or he's all powerful, all good, but he's all powerful and all knowing, but it's not all good.
Yeah.
Then that is why he allows evil to happen.
Yeah.
So in this context, I will say that God created man with a will.
Okay. Free will.
Free will. And what we must also understand is this is always the basis of my argument. What I always want to make people understand is that evil came into this world by man's will.
Not by God's will.
Not by God's will. The Bible in the book of Genesis said, and after he had created all things, he saw that all things was very good. So the will of God designed everything, and it was perfect and it was good. So sin, which of course brought in evil, came in as a result of the will of man. Man chose. Everything that we are seeing today that is evil is the choice of a man.
The choice of God.
Not the choice of God, not the choosing of God, not the will of God.
So would you say all the terror that's happening in the world today, God did not see it coming, or
God, that's what I'm saying now. He's all knowing, he's all seeing, but also he respects man enough to allow him exercise. I mean, let me ask you a question. I have a friend who visits prisons, Ikoyi prison, to evangelize.
Okay.
And then one day she came to me. She said, one of these days I went to the prison, and then as they were preaching, she said, I saw that they had freedom, like they could walk around the prison yard. Now I was very interested. They could walk around the prison yard. They could stroll from one point to another in the prison. They are not always behind bars. Sometimes they come out, they even cook. He said they have stoves, they have gas, they have pots, they have spoons. They are free. He said, but their freedom is bounded. They are only free within the prison.
Outside of you.
Their freedom does not extend beyond the walls of the prison. So now, I ask myself, is that freedom?
Yeah, I think it's not freedom. You're still bound into a space.
You are free, but you are not absolutely free. Because your freedom has conditions. Your freedom has barricades. Your freedom has how will I put it now? Your freedom has boundaries.
Yeah.
And that is exactly what God avoids when it comes to the will of man.
Okay.
So, when God gave man free will, he did not bound his free will. Man is not free to an extent. Man is not free within a boundary. Man is not free within a wall.
Within a space.
He's not free within a space. Man is absolutely free. And by absolutely free, it means that God did not bound him within some wall of righteousness. It means that if man decides to move over to evil, he's free. If man decides to move over to darkness, he's free. And may I remind you that lights came later on. Darkness is older than light. So when God came, there was darkness. He now brought forth light. So the darkness is way older than the light. And God did not destroy the darkness. He said
He separated it.
he didn't destroy it, he separated it. And everything he created within the light, including man.
Okay, now the question I will ask you now. We talked about him. I think there's a movie I watched recently where it's a gospel movie where a man was interviewing God. And he asked God, why can't you just pick devil, deal with this guy yourself, and throw him in this thing and everybody should be free? Why can't you just do it yourself then? Wait the time you will come, create this time, this thing, and this will happen. Why can't you just end it today? So the question I will ask, why can't God just fix the problem?
Yes, fixed it already.
But people see it like, oh, God is not doing anything about this. Okay, let's use our country. We have, I think, Pastor Deboye, Samademi said something recently when he was having an interview with Pastor Deboye. He said, they asked Pastor Deboye that, why can't God deal with all these criminals that we call politicians? And he now said, if you have, Deboye said, if you had 10 criminals and they want to elect a new president to those 10 criminals, that the one they elect is the one that you will pray, let God touch that one. So all of them in the night will be changed. So the question I'm asking now is, why can't evil go? Why are we still seeing this and this? Like recently in Jos, and people died and it was horrific. Yeah. So now I'm asking you, why can't evil just go?
Yeah, it's also.
Before we come back to why can't God just go too?
It's also in conjunction with what I was saying initially. The truth is that evil. Now, I think I should, if I want to be extreme, I would say there's a place in the book of Isaiah or Jeremiah, I can't remember exactly, where the Bible said, I, the Lord, I create good and evil. I need light and darkness. Okay? Like I said again, using that, I don't use that phrase in illustration. Imagine you are given a decision. Okay? If I give you a gun and a knife, and I'm holding, let's say, okay, let me put it this way. If I give you a poison and a rope, and I'm holding a gun, and I tell you, choose between a poison and a gun. Sorry, choose between the poison and the rope. How you want to die? Drink the poison and die, or hang yourself and die. Now, did I give you a choice? Yes. But the two choices I gave you will lead to the same outcome.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Are you getting it? If you drink the poison,
you die.
You take the rope,
you die.
Now, on the surface, it looks like I gave you a choice because you can actually choose between the poison or this.
Yeah.
But then, every choice leads to a consequence.
Yeah, there's always a consequence. Yeah.
If both of those choices leads to the same consequence, then you don't have any choice. It's true. You didn't actually have it.
But you just have to do it. Because and if you don't even do it,
you will still die.
Because that's a gun.
Are you getting that now? So you will still die.
So evil is you do it, you don't do it.
No, where evil comes in now is because God created evil.
Okay.
Why? Because.
So I say God created evil.
Yes, He did. I'll tell you why. Because if God did not create evil, you will be good.
What do you mean I'll be good?
It's true now. We will be good. There will be no Boko Haram. There will be no Al Shabaab. There will be no ICAN.
Somebody will say that. Why will you say God created evil?
I will explain.
Okay.
Don't worry.
Okay.
If God did not create evil, everything will just be eternally good. There would have been no Satan. Satan wouldn't have sinned. There would have been no demons. There would have been no crime. there would have been no bad guys, there would have been no murders or anything. Everybody would just be good because that is all that there is to be. Like the poison and the rope thing.
Yeah. The same choice.
Both will still lead to the same consequence. So if there was no evil, if there was no darkness, if there was no evil, and all the what is it called now? All the choices that you will have, if there was no evil, will still lead to the same consequence of being good. So let me now tell you, evil is not a choice, it is the consequence of a choice.
So evil is not a choice, the consequence of a choice.
Yes.
So you decide,
you choose something, and the outcome of that thing that you choose can either be good or evil or bad.
Oh, so the thing now is, evil is what you do.
Yes.
And it may lead to good.
It's a consequence of something.
So if you kill somebody, there's no how. You will still.
That is a consequence of a choice that you made.
Yeah.
Are you getting me now?
Not God's choice.
Not God's choice.
Okay.
So evil is the consequence of a choice. So the reason why God did not create human choice, because that would be like programming a computer to act in a certain way. A computer cannot decide to breathe today because it doesn't have the facility to. It was not programmed to. But God created you in such a way, like AI, you can learn, you can update yourself, you can upgrade yourself, you can decide to be this or that. That's why one of the fears of engineers today, computer scientists, is what they are calling sentient AI. Like, a time will come when AI will keep learning, machine will keep learning, machine will keep learning to it gets to the point where it becomes conscious, and can now take autonomous decisions and can decide to say, this child is disturbing, let me kill him.
It's true.
You see that now? So why can't the computer make that choice now? Because it is not programmed.
Still learning.
Yes, it's not programmed to think in a certain way.
Okay.
So the reason why there is evil is actually a consequence. It's a consequence of a choice.
Okay.
It is not choice, it is the consequence of a choice.
So today's word will say you went to drink poison. Okay, so now let me lead me to my question. When we talk about why can't God just go away? Why is he here? Because we always say, God is not physically, is not, but Jesus came physically. He left, he brought the Holy Spirit to comfort us. But God is still here, and the devil is still here. Why can't you just, hey guys, let's just leave you alone, so you guys just live in your own world and make your own decisions? Like somebody said something, I'll still bring that question up. But if you first drop this, let me just ask you this question. Why can't God just?
Because he's the creator.
So he has to stay with one creator.
He's the creator. A creator is obligated to maintain his creation.
So if you're maintaining your creation, but what you're maintaining looks like everything is being upside down.
Looks like, but not how it is.
For example, now we're hearing in the world we live today, LGBT, terrorists, tsunami, earthquake, natural disaster, global warming, etc., and we keep on saying. So God is saying this. So how are we going to fix it?
Is that when you ask this question, I say he has fixed it.
But we're still saying it.
You are still saying it, but God has actually fixed it. You see, that's why the Bible said the ways of man are not the ways of God. Just like the heavens is far from the earth, so is my way different from your ways.
Okay.
It's difficult to describe God.
How big is it?
It's difficult. In fact, you cannot describe God. Describing God is like a transistor in a computer board trying to describe the maker.
It's true. You just destroy yourself.
I'm not even talking about the computer is the universe, and the resistor, the transistors, all those things are like we.
I know the PCs and
are you getting me now? Now imagine the transistor gaining consciousness. It's not like, who is my maker? I understand. How? He can't. Because his maker is living with
space. You can't know behind your space.
You cannot. You're living within a confined space. You can't go beyond. You cannot think. There is a limit to what you can know. And there's a limit to what you can imagine. There's a limit to what you can think. There's a limit.
But people today say we saw God. God did this. Some people say I even spoke to God.
Yes, it's possible.
I think recently a man said something that let me call God on his cell phone, and he called God. He said he called God. He said that. I was like, what? What is going on in Nigeria? Not saying Nigerians. I think the guy was from Togo. Was African stuff. A man said he will call angels into his church, and he did that. We saw 3D angels. Maybe. But the thing is, people are always saying they have seen beyond what we expect. Some people say they have a mansion in heaven, that they know it. So the question I will ask is, this knowledge that they carry, and people believe it, is this something that we say is with facts, or is just a man trying to use his own logic to tell the people what he saw?
Hebrews 11. Without faith, it is impossible to please God.
Okay.
Now, simple and short. Jesus said, no man at any time had ever seen God.
Okay.
But the Son of Man, he had declared it. You cannot know God. There is no book that you will read to know God, not even the Bible. You can't understand God.
Even the devil doesn't understand God.
The only thing that we can do is to trust Him.
So 2024 is coming, so are you saying we should just trust God and
trust? So that is the way to know.
So even though the year is running out, so some few days from now, everybody be in the new year, and a lot of people are here complaining what's going to happen. So imagine somebody watching and hearing this kind of thing you say. What would you say? Would you say just stick to God, or you choose your own free will? And what would you do? Because when I mean stick to God, I mean, is this something that you just, let me live this religious kind of lifestyle, or let me focus on maybe a Yahoo boy, or being a criminal, or being something else, because that's the fast way to life. So I think there's a guy recently who said something on social media. He said Africa is built on negativity. He said the Europeans are built on positivity. That's why you see when an average black man has money, the next person is beefing him that I'll kill this guy because he's just angry that you have money. Or you see somebody, the system of our country today, we have leaders who are not doing anything, but they keep telling us they will fix the country. So, and we are seeing the proof of these guys have money. Where are they seeing the same money that they are seeing there's no money? So the thing is, like, are we going to say we should just trust God, or we should make some drastic decisions in the new year?
Trusting God does not invalidate taking actions. The Bible said, the slack hand maketh a man fall. So for the hand of the Jesus shall make it. Now, that simply means if you're not doing anything, you're certainly going to be poor. It's in the Bible. If you're not doing anything, you are certainly going to be poor. The way to poverty is to not do anything.
So the way to poverty is to not do anything.
That's the secret of poverty. People think
the way to poverty, don't do anything.
The secret is true. The secret of poverty is don't do anything
before. But if you want to do something, you must be rich. But it depends how you define the riches.
It doesn't. The thing is, we don't always have to define riches by what society defines riches as, or we don't even have to define things by the way society has defined it. Okay. That is why many of us are trying to catch up to something.
Yeah, River, Rolls Royce,
that is the society's
mansion, big wife.
You get that now? So when you're trying to catch up with what society has defined, you will find yourself trying to attain an impossible goal. May I tell you that riches, wealth is relative. It's depending on who and where you are. There are 3 things that wealth depends on. Number 1, who you are. Number 2, where you are. And number 3, when you are.
When you are. What does it
When
mean?
you are means the time, the
So,
season.
some people are not meant to be rich, but because of
No, not meant to be rich. Who you are, what you are, and when you are. That when you are simply means, remember that
where you're coming from.
no, in the 1990, a man who is considered rich in 1990 will not be considered rich now.
Why?
Because of time. Because of time. What made him rich at that time will be, let's say, maybe he bought a land of 50,000. Are you getting me? Maybe he bought a land of 50,000 and bought maybe this car. What is it called now?
504. Mercedes.
Get those kind of
Just owning this car.
He gets those kind of cars, and in his time,
He's rich.
he's rich.
In this time,
Now, if let's say a time machine is possible, then he now travels to the present, right? Now comes to our time now. It's not going to be rich.
So for us around this topic now, I'll ask this final question. We said God can't go away. So now this 2024 is upon us. What will you advise somebody watching? Would you say trust God and don't go away from Him, or just what would be your advice?
Trust God, have faith, and work.
Okay. So I think you've heard it from the horse's mouth. I guess I trust God, have faith, and work. So I think we'll use this one to sign out for 2023. So next year we'll have a whole lot of topics to bring out from this same angle. But for now, please do something, subscribe, like. We love you all, and have a wonderful new year. Michael, what do you say?
Yeah.